All right, hey guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I am extremely excited because this is a new boot brand called Bordon. They are a Colombia-based boot company. The guy was kind enough to send me a pair of boots to review and to try out, and I can't wait to get into this. This is an unboxing. I haven't opened this up yet. This is an initial impressions video. I'm very excited about it. I've been talking to the guy. He's a super nice guy. He's very passionate about what he does. Without further ado, let's open this. I'm very impressed by the quality of the packaging so far. Everything smells really good too. It's like super duper high quality, everything. I could tell already. The lid to this is very well fitted to the top. And whoa, this is cool. Right here, get a shot of that. So it says Bordon, Colombia. Proudly handcrafted in Colombia. This collection is 100% made in Colombia with the best standards of craftsmanship, hand-lasted and handcrafted for highly experienced artisans. Combined with a super eco-friendly production, avoid raw material waste and overstock products that make a perfect and high-quality boot to enjoy at every single moment. Many families depend strictly on our artisans' work, and we value every minute of their time and experience reflected in each decimeter of our boots. In addition to this, we want to continue avoiding retail throughout the production chain. We are direct buyers of all our raw materials, from leather to thread, thus avoiding rising production costs. It is crucial for us to reduce the waste of raw materials, so we are focused on the fact that this collection should be crafted strictly to order, avoiding a store stock that raises the cost of the product. With this pre-order process, you will be getting a fresh pair of boots. Shoe care. It's important to follow these next steps to care properly for your boots. After wearing them, use a shoe tree to avoid moisture and to keep the shape of the boots. Use a natural bristle brush to remove dust and dirt. Use exclusively beeswax to maintain the rough-out suede. Do not use oily care products or anything that is not intended for waxy suede. Insole, vegetable tanned leather. Lining, semi-aniline calf leather. Upper, Italian waxy rough-out suede. Sole, Vibram E-tone. Midsole, vegetable tanned leather. Very nice. Yeah, very professional presentation there. I am very impressed so far. Everything about the box, and this is one thing that I've noticed about unboxing boots is I think part of what makes it so addicting is the unboxing process. I think if a company really nails that experience, I mean, you feel like Christmas morning. You just feel like you're getting a christened item. You know, it's really an experience to cherish. I don't think enough boot collectors talk about this, but I think it's rooted in the psychology of boot collectors and boot addicts and shoe addicts and things like that, or addicts of any product, is when you get a well-packaged thing, you feel like you want to have that experience again. You want to repeat that experience. Hence why I have so many. I mean, you feel really good when you get a new fresh pair of boots in the mail. So, wow, this is cool. Follow us on Instagram, Bordon Colombia. Very nice. Wow, this is like a high quality like paper too. It's almost got like a bamboo feel to this. With each pair of dust bags, you are contributing to the environment. An average of 400 plastic bags will no longer be used. Social, was given work to Colombian women heads of household. Growth, contributing to the growth and development of the country. Sustainable, we take care of our planet with an eco-friendly production using up to the last decimeter of leather that we can. Thanks to this, we design a keychain 100% made of waste from the leather we use to build your boots. Eco-friendly. Wow. So there you go. That is a complimentary keychain that came with this that is made of leather. Wow, and that's a really thick piece of leather too. Whew. Very nicely burnished along the edges. Beautiful. All right, and then we've got some Bordon premium beeswax. Very nice. It almost smells like Saphir a little bit. Very cool. All right, well, without further ado, let's have a look. So, Bordon uses Euro sizes, and typically in a Euro dress shoe, I'm a size 42. So typically a US size 9 in dress shoes. And so again, typically a 42. And since these boots run true to size, I went with a size 42 in these, and the fit is spot on. I'm glad I didn't size down a half size like I typically do with most US boots, because yeah, this is a very narrow last, and I find that going true to size is the way to go. The fit, after having worn them once, I can say that the length is really good. The fit is just a little narrow, so it's going to be similar to some of the more narrower brands like the Italian brands, but they are very comfortable. I walked around in them once, and going true to size is what I would recommend for sure. That leather smells really good. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be the right size. I can tell. I've handled so many boots in my life that I'm now to the point to where I just know just by looking. I don't have to try something on anymore. I look at it. I can just look at it. Just know if it's the right size by looking at it. So this is an Alden Indy 8.5D, and here is the Bordon in size 42. So I'd say the Bordon is maybe just a hair shorter in length, but the Indies fit me a little large. Here's some Truman boots in Stone Rambler, 8.5D Stone Rambler. There's the Bordon in size 42. So, yep, that looks to be about the right size. Yeah, same length as the Trumans. Bordon might be, actually the Bordon's just a little bit longer. Just a hair longer by a smidge. Not by much though. Not enough for me to say size differently. Definitely not. And then yeah, the toes, the toe box are pretty much the same there. And then you can see at the bottom, so this is what I suspected from the pictures, that the Bordons, they have more of a slightly little bit more narrow of a silhouette, a slightly more dressy silhouette, less work booty, more of a dressier boot. I would consider these dress boots for sure. Yeah, you can see in the waist here, it's narrowed out down here. You can tell by the stitch line compared to the Trumans. The Trumans are a little bit wider here in the waist. So yeah, so I was talking to the owner, and I was trying to get inside of his head about where he sourced the leather. Turns out I see a lot of boot makers these days doing this. They don't always disclose from whom they've sourced the leather from. So he indicated that the leather is from Europe. I think from Italy. I think in the literature here it said Italy, but I'm not sure. I threw some names of tanneries at him, and he's actually pretty insistent. He wants to keep it, sort of a proprietary knowledge for his company, so I didn't pry, but I can tell you already it's got a very nice feel about it, very similar to Charles F. Stead, very similar to Horween. In fact, if you told me that this was a Horween waxed flesh, I would believe you. It's got that same waxed flesh feel about it, and so I guarantee you that once these get some wear on them and get roughed up, they will start to show their wear underneath. So I looked over his whole website, and I ended up going with the leather that looked like it would fit in my rotation the best. This leather is called the Tukano Waxy in dark brown. I'm really just blown away. And then, so one of the really cool things about these boots, all of them, is the lining on the inside, that bright orange lining. That is unique. That is not something I see anybody else doing. So it's on the inside of the tongue there, and it's all on the inside of the boot there. Oh, cool. And actually, I don't know if the camera can capture this, but this is smart. So it's lined, but then the heel cap, right at the heel counter, it's rough out, facing inward. It's reverse. It's the reverse side of the leather. So it's kind of got a fuzzier texture to it. What that's going to do, that's going to prevent heel slip. So that's a big thing. Not that I've ever had an issue with heel slip, but in some of my boots, particularly my Vibergs that I should have sized down more on, I don't have heel slip in them because they have the rough out facing inward. So that rough out sort of grips your heel, prevents heel slip. It just helps the boot stay on a lot, cling to your foot a lot better, in my opinion. Beautiful pair of boots. The construction, it's 360 degree Blake welt construction with a storm welt. Looks like a double midsole, and then yeah, Eton Vibram outsole. Flawless. I mean, the stitching is completely on point. We got a nice pull tab here. Big fan of, I'm a huge fan of pull tabs. I love pull tabs. Yeah, so we've got a heel counter double stitched down. We've got a back heel strip single stitched, and then we've got the quarters here triple stitched to the vamp. We've got a double stitched down cap toe. Beautiful. It's actually an extra piece of leather there. It's not just a cosmetic cap toe, it's a real cap toe. And then yeah, both boots just flawlessly done. I'll get some video of these outside. And another thing that I'm really liking about these is the heel counter. It's got a good narrow heel counter. I appreciate more room in the front, but I like a nice tapered heel counter. I like my ankle to be hugged just a little bit. You know, I like a good generous fit throughout most of the boot. Might as well do a little sizing comparison here of the Parkhurst as well. All right, so Parkhurst 8.5D, Bordon, size 42. The toe area looks kind of similar there in the toe. Tapered at the waist. The Bordons are more aggressively tapered in the waist compared to the Parkhursts are. Get another boot brand comparison here. So here's some Grantstone Ottawas on the Leo last, 8.5. 8.5 Ottawas, Leo last next to size 42. Bordon. And obviously the Grantstones, this Leo last is very similar to the Alden True Balance, Alden Berry last, and so it's going to be very generous throughout the toe. This is going to be much more of a generous fitting, more of a US type of a last compared to the Bordon. Just a little bit of knowledge that I have about different lasts in different regions of the world. I mentioned this on one of my earliest videos that doing research into different foot types, each region has different foot types, and so like for example the European countries like in Germany and Britain, the foot type is kind of wide, and same within America, like the foot type tends to be more wider. They build lasts to accommodate a wider foot, whereas in the Iberian Peninsula countries like Italy, Portugal, Spain, they tend to have more narrow feet. And the same would thus go for Colombia. In Colombia, they're going to tend to have more narrow feet in that region, and so that's why their lasts are going to be designed like this, a little bit more narrow. That's why we're seeing this shape here compared to Grantstone, which takes a lot of inspiration from Alden. And you see a more rounded out toe here, a more generous fitting waist here, and yeah, the Leo last does have a little bit of a taper back here, but it's definitely wider compared to the Bordons. The Trumans and the Vibergs, the heel on the Trumans is, you could fit a baseball in there. It's so big, whereas the Bordons, you can see, pretty small heel. Every last is going to fit and feel just a little bit different, but yeah, that's just a little bit of my knowledge on the differences between, you know, as to why, you know, why do Italian shoes always look so slim and dressy and sleek? Well, it's because the feet in that region tend to fit those types of lasts really well, whereas in Great Britain you got troll feet. So, which is why these lasts in North America do so well, is because of that shape. So anyways, that's just a little bit of boot anatomy there for you. Give me your thoughts on these in the comments below. What do you think of these boots? I am very impressed. I can't wait to try them on. With daylight savings time, it's, you know, by the time I get home, it's pitch black outside. So I'm going to try my best to get some outside shots of these sometime this week and get them uploaded. So anyways, please leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Please check out Bordon. I think they're doing an incredible thing over there right now, and especially at the price point. I mean, yeah, these are easily worth, if you were to walk into a retailer, you'd be looking at paying $400 or $500 for these. So these are easily worth, you know, the $300 that they sell them for on their website. Incredible value. Very impressed so far right out the gate. You can follow me on Instagram. My username is AeroSurferLV. And anyways, thanks a lot. I will see y'all in my next video.